Like, holy Brandon, you're 246 and it's been 2 weeks? Jeez, what's going on? Coach Greg, and today I'm going to be discussing future plans for Brandon Harding. So those of you who don't know, I am coaching Brandon Harding. If you don't know who he is, get out of under that rock or whatever planet you're from and come back down to earth. Give him a follow, Brandon Hardbody on Instagram. He has over 400,000 followers. And on YouTube, 450,000 followers. Brandon Harding, okay? He's 22 years old. He's over 6 feet tall, and he's currently weighing between 230 and 235 pounds. And those are lean pounds. He's not fat. He doesn't barely have abs. He's actually in good shape, okay? So a lot of people say, well, what is their plans? What are you guys doing? All right, so it all started 6 months ago. I had critiqued one of his cycles that he had done and wrote like how it was basically idiotic and moronic. And then he came and met me at Toronto, and we chatted and discussed, and he was a really awesome, cool dude. And I started really following him, all his videos and stuff, and I liked both his personality, his work ethic, his goals, his determination to be the best. And so he ended up hiring me, okay? So the first step was him getting blood work, which he got. I went over it, looked pretty good. He and I are planning to do, to basically go over it together for him. And so we can basically answer, like, what does this mean and what does that mean? But I'm not going to cover it right now because that's something that we're planning to do together on his channel. So be sure to follow and subscribe him. Do it right now. Just gonna start pressing bell buttons and like buttons and subscribe buttons. You swoosh. I don't know if on his site he gets a squoosh, maybe he gets a squeesh, whatever. You'll be notified. Watch his stuff, watch my stuff. See how he does. So it's off-season mode. Designed a supplement plan. I'm not going to reveal the supplement plan because that's personal between me and my clients. I don't share that kind of information. Now, if he chooses to tell you what he's taking, that is perfectly cool by me. I don't mind at all. You can ask him, whatever. Maybe we'll do a video on it, whatever. But for here, that's not the plan. So the plan is to safely add as much muscle as possible in a safe and low manner without getting fat. So does that mean we're bulking? No, we're not bulking. I am anti-bulking. Does that mean he has to be in a deficit and diet and try to get shredded right now? No, he's already lean. He doesn't need to get leaner. If he gains 1 or 2% body fat, does that matter? No. That means he can be in a calorie surplus. It will not hurt him because he's not fat. The key is to not be fat because when it comes to diet time, I don't want him to have to lose 40 and 50 and 60 pounds of BS. It is horrible. All these guys looking like bags of milk, melted candles, and then expecting to look good on contest day. They have so much problems, you don't even know what their physiques look like. They just look like big. And it's like, what are you going to look like on show day? They have no idea. And imagine the suffering of losing 50 pounds. So that is not the goal. So let's get into his diet. He's going to be posting videos like full day of eating, things like that. So be sure to check out his channel. You can follow exactly what he's eating. My diet plans have a lot of options, okay? So I'm not strict on, you have to eat rice. No, if you don't want rice, you can eat potatoes. It's not strict on, has to be sweet potatoes. It can be any potatoes. And I write out the grams, and I write out the choices. So he doesn't have to eat chicken. It could be turkey. It doesn't have to be extra lean ground beef. It could be extra lean steak. I encourage things like salmon and whatnot. And so I find out what they like to eat, and I make a plan to set up for that, okay? So he's big on avocados, so he has that. He's allowed to have tons of that in his diet plan. How is it set up for him? Okay, so for him, because it's like off-season, I'm not ultra strict. So his calorie intake is on average 3,500 as a base. Does that mean he can't eat ever more than that? No. It can go up as high as 4,000 calories. Now, If he's feeling sick or not hungry someday, he's allowed to only eat 3,000. Maybe he has a day off from the gym and he's not as hungry, he might only eat 3,000. He's also allowed to have a snack every day, and so far he's chosen to eat rice cakes. Even though rice cakes aren't like good for you, it doesn't matter because it's the off season. You shouldn't feel restrictive and dieted and like, oh my God, I don't like what I'm eating. In the diet, it's like, gets harder. But off season, it should be easy. Since he started the diet plan, he had weighed himself. He was 230 pounds. He's already 235 and still looks ripped. So he has 5 meals a day and an optional snack. Doesn't have to eat it. He can have it if he wants. Can he eat all these 5 meals an hour apart and fast? No. The meals are spread out far enough to optimize muscle protein synthesis. So by that I mean he's not getting up and wasting 4 hours before meal 1. He's getting up and eating in the morning, okay? So you want the most chances to grow. Every time you eat, if it's separated by say 4 or 5 hours, that food, that protein that you eat at each meal is going to increase muscle protein synthesis, force your body to grow. So we take advantage of that. So there is protein in all of his 5 meals. Before that, when I analyzed his diet, a few of the meals were very, very low in protein and not optimal for what he needed to do. So I basically fixed all the little mistakes and put together a new plan, and one that's not boring, and he will certainly have enough choices to feel satiated, happy, and do what he wants. As the weeks go by, we can further customize the plan. He's like, man, I want to eat avocado 5 meals a day. Boom, we can do it. No problem, okay? So I set up these plans and I can make them more custom to make you happy with what you want. Let's say he starts getting fat, like, holy Brandon, you're 246 and it's been 2 weeks. Jeez, what's going on? The calories will drop. I will change the diet. Let's say he gains no weight and is getting leaner and leaner. I'll be like, well, obviously we need more food. I up the calories. This is why it's called ongoing coaching. It's not just, here you go, goodbye, and come talk to me in 3 months and we'll see if it worked. No, we make sure it works on a weekly basis. All my clients check in with a report and say, this is how much I weigh now, this is what happened, this is what I saw, and so on, okay? So that's no different, doing the same thing, okay? He is allowed to have cheat meals. On his plan, he can have 4 cheats in a week. Cheat's gonna replace a meal. So instead of eating, say it's rice and chicken and avocado, he could go and eat a pizza, but it's a certain amount of calories. Not going to get into all the details. There's certain rules, blah, blah, blah. But he can eat pizza. He could have a blizzard. He could have some junk because it's moderation. It's not all or nothing. It's moderation. It's having a normal life, and that's how we do it. Okay, moving into the training aspect. He trains each body part 2 times in a week. Why? Because these bro splits where you do like biceps on Monday and chest on Tuesday and quads Wednesday and hamstrings Thursday, shoulders. No, you don't want to train each body part once a week. And don't give me your favorite bodybuilder from 1981 did that. I don't care. That's before they had any research on what actually works. So we're doing the correct amount of volume, and it's a 3-day split repeated twice a week. So he can have 1 day off a week. If he doesn't want to take it off, he's not sore, he can just go right again without the day off, okay? Now, what about the sets and the intensity and stuff? Well, first off, when you first start a new program, you don't go all in, all out, drop set, forced rep, go nuts. You're learning new exercises you might not be accustomed to. Progressive overload. You start easier and you go up harder. Always start on a new program easier than you think you need to do. If you haven't squatted before, you might squat pussy weight and it'll feel like this is easy, but then tomorrow you wake up and you can't walk. It's a new exercise. You get used to it. That means nothing to failure on the first day. Then as the weeks go by and the training gets, more accustomed, you go harder and harder and harder. So for example, half of my sets now are to failure or more than failure. Half of them. Does that sound like an easy workout? No. And when I train right now, because I'm 2 weeks out from a show, I'm like almost doing like a circuit. Because like, for example, I did legs and I did chest at the same time because I'm so exhausted from a set of legs that rather than just sit there for 5 minutes and wait, I'll do like some chest in between. Because what is it? Nah, it's not that hard. So throw in some chest between all my sets of legs. So like whatever's not sore now, I kind of just go in and train. I don't follow my typical training plan because I'm so close to the meet. My body fat's at 6% and I don't have like mega energy. So I just kind of do what I need to do to get through it. Brandon is plus over 10% body fat. He doesn't have no energy. He feels great. So he's going to go and make consistent and, good progress every single week. So we track his weight. We make sure he doesn't gain too quickly. It'd be nice to gain, say, 1 pound a week. All you would need to really gain, that's plenty of weight. So the goal would be for him to be like 245 pounds and not much more body fat than now. That way, when he diets for competitions late August, September-ish, okay, so the plans were either, for example, like the Amateur Olympia, or depending on his, his visa and his ability to travel and all that and where he's living, could be like a North Americans type of show. So that is the long-term plan of the show to do next, okay? And if you're over 6 feet tall, you can weigh 220 pounds as an amateur. As a pro, you can weigh 230, competes in classic physique. So for example, Chris Bumstead is 6'125". He can weigh 230. So that means like an off-season weight, you could easily go up 20 pounds and make that no problem. So if Brandon has to compete at 220, then he can easily drop from 240s to 220. Easily. Very easy. So even if he's 250 plus, he could still drop 30 pounds. It's not that hard. If he's over 6'1", you could weigh 232. So that makes a even bigger difference. So we'll have to see what he weighs or height in exactly. But that is not a concern right now because even if you're way over your weight limit, like I usually walk around in the day right now around 196 and I have to weigh 185 and I'm competing in a week. Easy to drop 10 pounds in a week. Easy. Even if it's not all body fat. It's a lot of water weight. Okay? So that's the plan. We'll see how he does at the show. I'm not going to predict he wins or gets his pro card on day one. Whatever. It's not important. The goal is to look his all-time best, bring his best package, do it in a healthy environment, and just give it his all. I'm very confident he's going to do well because he has the best attitude. He wants it really bad. He's willing to suffer the right way, to eat the right way, and he's really committed to doing this, okay? So I expect nothing but the best. So again, follow his channel and follow him on Instagram and, follow me too. See how we do together with me coaching him. I'm old. I'm actually twice as old. He's 22. I'm 44. I'm competing in Germany in 2 weeks and then Niagara Falls in 3. I am dreaming of being in the top 5 as a pro. That is very difficult. I know you guys think that, it's maybe not you. Why don't you try to win? Trust me, I'm trying to win. I just know the level of physiques in the world, the best physiques in the world, are just stinking redonkulous. I can get as lean as all of them. I can come in the most shredded out of anybody in these shows. Doesn't mean I'm going to win. I'm only 5'6.25". I can only weigh 185 pounds. My waist doesn't look like Keon, and I'm not good looking like Chris Bumstead, so I am only going to be able to do the best I can, but I'm going to give it my all to do the best I can. Hopefully it becomes a top 5. So anyway, follow me, click the bell, subscribe, and GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. Instagram, bloop up a video here from Brandon Harding. Other videos I've done to him. Another Brandon Harding video here. Start watching that. If you're out of the loop, catch up to the loop. Don't eat Fruit Loops, though, because those are bad for you. And I am out.